Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney Investigation 2. We are winding down to the last portions of this game. Well, yes, this game and this case in general now. And we're about to go and question Simon about the whole situation, and considering he is potentially the mastermind behind the whole thing. You heard the man, kid. I don't mean to be heartless, but we need to hurry too. So, Mr. Prosecutor, where's the mastermind right now? Agent Lang is right. Our top priority right now should be catching the mastermind. He said he would be practicing. He is most likely at the very big circus tent. But first, Agent Lang, I have a request. A request? What is it? Now that we've identified the giant monster, our next order of business is to capture it. The moment we arrived at the tent, I need you to locate that specific item post-haste. And Detective, I ask that you perform a follow-up investigation on the kidnapping incident. Roger that, sir!
Mr. Edgeworth, I want to help out too!
In that case, you'll be in charge of calling for backup. If he is truly the mastermind, we may require assistance from a certain someone. A certain someone? I met him so many times, yet his facade always fooled me into sympathy. He may have got the better of me in the past, but this time, I'll settle it once and for all. Alright, here we go! Fucking to be continued. Look how close I was from that to be continued in the last video, man. I almost had it timed right. No! We're not saving. We're going right on in. With the really slow text. Very big circus. That line's kinda ominous.
Ah, Mr. Edgeworth!
Are you guys here for the show?
Mr. Keys, Miss Barry.
You're a little early. I'm sorry, but we're still getting ready. But I'm so happy you came! You remembered our promise!
Okay, the emulator's acting really funny with the audio. Yes, I remembered. You asked us to come and see the show when you gave me this.
I'm so happy you came! Please enjoy yourselves! I'm sure my performance will surprise you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your performance has already surprised me, Mr. Keys.
But he hasn't performed yet.
Regina, please have a look at this photo. Is this balloon the property of the very big circus?
It is! Did you see it flying around somewhere?
It's highly likely that this balloon was used by the culprit in the case we are investigating.
Huh?
Who is in charge of the balloon?
Well, that would be Simon, but... Are you saying...
We're on to you, man! Mr. Keys, you flew this balloon in the middle of the night, did you not?
I do occasionally practice alone at night. I'm not much of a pilot, though. I'm a little clumsy.
So for practice, you'll do something as challenging as flying a balloon at night. Wouldn't that be rather difficult for someone who is clumsy and not much of a pilot?
Then, what do you think I was doing, Mr. Edgeworth?
You brought Kay to the roof of the Grand Tower in order to frame her for the murder of Jill Crane. Not a single security camera recorded Kay using the elevator. Therefore, the only way she could have gotten up there was through flight. And the only one who could have flown her up there was you, Mr. Keys.
No way! Mr. Edgeworth, how can you say that?
That's not all. You drugged John at the garage pickup and kidnapped him. Wasn't that why you were late when you came to watch the trial of Patricia Rowland?
No way. I have no idea what you're saying. There's no way I could do things like that. Please believe me. Mr. Edgeworth, please!
I've wanted to believe you. However, you have broken that trust yourself.
That's horrible. Why would you say that? Didn't you once say that you would trust me? That you'd believe in me?
Don't you worry about that. We're your allies. That's because we're like birds of a feather, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Birds of a feather, huh? I suppose that's true. We have sufficient information about your past. I doubt you had a motive to kill Knightley. Rather, you are probably the most affected by his death. And I doubt someone as timid as you could work up the courage to murder someone. Alright, I'll get you out of here. We'll believe in you.
I'm so sad. Those words were all lies.
It wasn't a lie. We really did trust you.
Kay, even you? You said we were like birds of a feather. And yet, I'm hurt, Kay. You hurt me deeply.
Oh. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, maybe Simon isn't a bad guy after all.
No! Fuck that shit! I see, so that's how you operate. I understand now all too well. No matter who you face, you find an emotional weakness and exploit it. You guide each person towards the outcome you desire without them even noticing it. That is how you were able to mastermind the entire case. I may have fallen for your tricks before, but not this time. Simon Keyes, I indict you.
So, it's come to this after all. You are always so full of confidence, Mr. Edgeworth. But I rather like that, because now I can rip that confidence to shreds.
The birds, really? Simon Keyes, friend to all animals. Oh, Jesus. Oh my lord.
Good work, everyone.
Oh man, his theme is actually pretty cool too. I like this theme. His personality has completely changed. So, the animal tamer who could not tame animals, that was all a facade. This is the real Simon Keyes.
Simon, that's not true, is it?
Truth or lie? What difference does it make?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth's just made me a little upset, that's all.
Sorry.
You'll take responsibility for upsetting me, right?
Okay, Simon. Jesus fuck.
It's true. I practiced with the balloon 2 nights ago. That photo must have been taken when the balloon and I passed near the building. I often fly around that area for advertising purposes. There's nothing unusual about that, right?
You often fly around the Grand Tower in the balloon.
Yeah, even the circus needs to advertise.
Regina, is that true?
Yep. It was Simon's job to advertise using the balloon. Most people who live around here should have seen it.
That balloon was used in the crime we are investigating.
Like I said, it's just a coincidence. I simply happened to pass by the Grand Tower when that photo was taken.
I shall determine whether or not it was a coincidence after I hear your full story. Alright, so, we're gonna skip this one. That's the one I have to press, so let's press everything else. You're saying it was simply a coincidence that you were photographed near the tower.
Ah, I get it. I know how you operate now, Mr. Edgeworth. You'll insist that a coincidence is impossible until you get your way. When you say it like that, everything will inevitably go your way. How scary!
Jesus, his emotes! His sprites are kind of terrifying.
You're wrong. Mr. Edgeworth isn't like that.
Okay, calm down. He's only trying to provoke an emotional response. He intends to goad us into losing our focus in order to derail the topic at hand. Now, why do you think he would do that?
Because he's a clown? No, I mean, because he's trying to hide something, I guess?
Exactly, Kay. We must not let up on him. However, we must continue to keep our composure. Understand?
Yep. So, Simon, allow me as the assistant to ask you a question. When you passed by the Grand Tower at that precise moment, was it really just a coincidence?
We could have just left things at that. But, for the sake of your assistant, I shall explain my reason for being there.
So, in addition to advertising with the balloon, maintaining the balloon is also your job. Am I wrong?
You're a real stickler for the details, you know? Yeah, that's right! Ask the boss if you want. Right, boss?
Yep. Simon is in charge of cleaning and fixing and all that stuff with the balloon. I don't think anyone besides Simon has used the balloon for a while now.
That confirms he was the one riding the balloon in the photo taken 2 days ago. However, if he is the mastermind, he must have used it today as well. Am I able to prove that?
Looks like you're deep in thought. Is it really that hard to comprehend? Hot air balloons fly in the sky. And in other news, the sky is blue and the grass is green!
Okay, Simon. I wonder about that. You flew the balloon in the middle of the night, eerily close to a certain other incident. Would you say there's nothing strange about that as well?
Mr. Edgeworth, isn't that like a really leading question? Won't you please stop being such a naughty prosecutor? It's kind of a downer. It's a clown's job to put smiles on people's faces, after all.
He ducks and weaves around my questions skillfully. Very well, in that case, I will simply have to make use of a more direct attack. We still don't know much about the balloon. In any case, I must draw out more information. Alright, now we go back and press this one. Was the balloon launched from this tent?
There's a nice big park near the Sunshine Coliseum. I always launch the balloon there.
I see. In that case, how do you transport the balloon to the park?
Well, it's too heavy to carry by hand. It weighs several hundred pounds. And yet, it can fly in the sky. Amazing, isn't it?
I asked you how you transported it. Now answer the question.
Oh, I can't even make some small talk? You're mean, Mr. Edgeworth. I used a truck. The balloon is loaded onto the back of the truck.
A truck?
Yeah. The last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago.
I cannot overlook that piece of testimony.
The last time I took the truck and the balloon out was 2 days ago!
Alright. We are going to present something here, as soon as I can find it. Go. Saw a blue truck that was parked outside the Grand Tower the other day. Or today. The truck you put the balloon onto, was it blue by any chance?
Blue? So what if it is?
Today we saw a blue truck carrying a large basket. If that truck just so happened to be yours, then your claim that you last used it 2 days ago becomes a lie. Footsteps? Why are there footsteps? Oh! Hey, Emma! Agent Lang, Emma. Where'd you come from?
Mr. Edgeworth, I finally found you.
Well, you kind of just disappeared in the middle of Case 4 and then we just never saw you again.
I've been searching for you ever since the incident yesterday. I dashed right over after Kay contacted me just a little while ago.
Oh, we need assistance of that person. Got it. Prosecutor Edgeworth, The thing you were looking for. I found it. It was placed in a blue truck at the dressing room parking lot. A blue truck, as I suspected. That truck is, without a doubt, the one I saw today.
There are a number of blue trucks out there,
Oh.
you know.
I didn't realize he had his own objection voice. Good to know. Sounds like one of those punk rock star objections. That's what it sounded like.
Who's to say you're not mistaking it for a different one?
It's definitely that one. I got a good look at it. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, was that?
It wasn't me. Okay, words have no strength without evidence to back them up. Okay, he's mimicking them. Alright, cool, got it.
That's Mr. Edgeworth's voice.
Evidence. Present evidence. Do I have any evidence? To prove that this was the truck I saw today?
Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
The truck's body is cold to the touch. It seems to have been parked here for some time.
You can figure all that out just by touching it?
What could prove that this is the truck I saw? Dusting for fingerprints. I'd like to dust the truck for fingerprints.
Fingerprints? What for? I don't see any point in that.
A certain person's fingerprint should be left on this truck. And these fingerprints will prove this truck was parked in front of the Grand Tower today. Whose fingerprints prove this truck was in front of the tower? Well, I don't know. Miles, I guess.
Edgeworth? Your fingerprints?
Indeed. Earlier today, I touched a truck at the plaza in front of the Grand Tower. I'd like to dust for my prints. Emma, might I request a scientific investigation?
That's what I'm here for. Just leave it to me. All right, we're all set. Go ahead, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wait, you want me to do it?
Of course. Who else but Mr. Edgeworth would be up to the task? Here, I'll show you how it's done.
Alright then. You're the scientist. Why don't you just do it yourself?
First, we sprinkle some aluminum powder over the area you want to investigate. Like this.
Touch the screen to sprinkle the aluminum powder.
The powder will adhere to the fingerprints, so once you've sprinkled enough, you blow it away.
How do I do that on emulator? Blow it away.
Yeah, just blow on it with your breath. Whoosh!
That's gonna be hard to do. Blow the powder away by blowing into the microphone. Okay.
Got it?
Yes, I think so. I guess we'll do it for real this time.
Just so you know, the key point is to sprinkle the powder all over.
Well, I can't blow, so I'm gonna hope to God that if I put enough on here, I hope I don't get stuck here. That would suck. Okay, we're back. Had to go through some settings to make it work, but I managed to get it to work, so thankfully I'm not gonna be stuck here and be like, this sucks, I have to stop the Let's Play here. Ugh. Anyway.
We got one! That's a nice clean fingerprint.
Let's run the prints again against mine post-haste.
Alright, just leave it to me. These are definitely your fingerprints, Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, it seems to me that we have just proven your statement to be a lie.
Ugh!
What were you doing when you were driving this truck around?
Just taking it for a joyride?
Sorry. Kay was abducted 2 nights ago. Your balloon was sighted not far from the scene. Today, there was another kidnapping in which a garbage truck was used. And once again, your truck was seen nearby.
This all sounds like nothing more than a pure coincidence to me.
So it was pure coincidence that you parked near two separate kidnappings. I doubt that. You were involved in both kidnappings, weren't you?
Isn't it a bit rash to automatically assume that the two kidnappings were connected?
I just realized he was juggling those critters. And what if I had evidence to prove that the two crimes were performed by the same culprit?
Oh, you're serious? I can't wait to hear this.
What did Kay and John's kidnappings have in common? I think they were both drugged, right? If I could find the drug! There we go, sleeping drugs. Kay was knocked out with the powerful sleeping drug, and a bottle of sleeping drugs was found lying in the place where John was confined. The contents of the bottle were a match with the drugs used on Kay.
Objection!
So that's all you've got, huh? Here I was, getting my hopes up. So the same sleeping drugs were used. So what? You think that connects the two incidents? Surely, you must realize it yourself. That doesn't prove a thing.
There must be something. Evidence that proves he is connected to those cases.
The police, prosecutors, and even you, Mr. Edgeworth. In the end, you're all the same. You make up evidence as you see fit, just so you can send some poor soul to prison. Isn't there someone like that here? A poor soul that was wrongly accused in the past?
Objection!
You're wrong. Who would do such a thing?
Objection!
Then show me the evidence! If you're going to accuse me of a crime, it's only natural!
It's no use. I can't seem to find any other threads linking him to the kidnappings.
Now then, have you finally run out of ammo, Mr. Edgeworth? I still have preparations to make at the circus, so if you'll excuse me.
Objection!
Hi, Ray! Now, you two. No need to get so heated. And Simon, you're looking good in that clown makeup.
Hey! What's your deal? Don't just butt in like that.
Uncle Ray's not so good in such a stiff environment. I mean, why so serious, right? Hey, Kay, how about a little trick?
At last, my moment has arrived! The Great K for a Day presents a Simon impression!
Objection!
Why, you? Enough already!
Hey, Miles, I'm buying you some time to get all your ducks in a row. There's probably a better way to stall for time than this, but whatevs. Whew, nice one, Kay. Oh my god, I'm not so sure about this method either. But I have to find something that connects Simon to the case, and I need to find it now. Is there evidence not related to the kidnapping that's connected to the mastermind's identity? Something to do with the correspondence chess? That's it. The mastermind is the same person as the young acolyte Dogen was looking for. Dog! Oops! If I can just connect the young acolyte to Simon. Which piece of evidence could be connected with the mastermind's true identity? Oops! No, not the badge! Knightley and Dogen both communicated through a certain individual. Oh? Then that somebody must be the mastermind behind the case. That's it. The mastermind played a role in the correspondence chest. If I can prove that was Simon, then...
That's enough. I can't stomach any more of your sorry excuse for performance. If you have no more objections, then I ask that you let me get back to preparing for the show.
Objection!
Thank you for the help, Mr. Shields, though you may have taken it a little too far. You sure look happy. I take it you found something?
Look at me! I'm Simon! Simon the clown! The funny, funny clown!
Kay, you can stop now. Now then, Mr. Keys, do you happen to like chess?
That was rather out of the blue. But since you asked, I can't say that I dislike chess.
The mastermind played correspondence chess with Sir Han Dogen.
Objection.
If I recall, it was Knightley who had been playing chess with Dogen, wasn't it? Are you saying that he was the mastermind?
There was no way Knightley could have been the mastermind, the reason being, the mastermind had continued to work behind the scenes even after Knightley's death. That being the case, who could have written this letter? I believe someone acted as the middleman between Dogen and Knightley.
So, you're saying that you think I'm the middleman? And just why would I have to go to all that trouble and do something like that?
Most likely to make it appear as if there was a connection between Knightley and Dogen. And, as a result, Knightley was killed by Patricia Rowland.
No way! Are you saying it was all set up so that he would be killed by her?
Objection.
What are you saying? There's no way I could manipulate a person that far. Look at me. It takes all I have just to get the animals to perform tricks!
If only just a scrap of the letters he exchanged with Knightley still remained. It'd be decisive evidence. I'd like to investigate your room. There could be a decisive...
Objection.
If it's the letters you're looking for, you won't find any in there.
What?
I'm the type of guy who throws his letters away as soon as he's done reading them. Where's the point in living in the past?
Does that mean he's already gotten rid of the evidence?
Mr. Edgeworth, everything you have said so far has been nothing more than baseless conjecture.
The evidence. I'm just one step behind it. What should I do? Am I all out of moves?
Without evidence, I won't allow you to cast doubt on my friendship with Knightley.
Who was that?
Excuse me.
Miss Barry. What's on her mind?
I've been listening in on what you all were saying, and, when you say Mr. Knightley, you mean Simon's friend, Mr. Knightley, right?
Yes, that's correct. Does she know something?
This morning, a letter arrived from Mr. Knightley. It was for Simon.
What? What?
What did you say?
But that's impossible. Knightley's already dead. Miss Barry, please let me see that letter.
Okay, here you go. Quick, open it!
This is a correspondence chess letter.
This is the response to Dogen's last move.
Now, can you see the path to checkmate? I can't wait to see the look on your face. You weren't expecting to lose at chess against me, right? The postmark says March 26th, the day before Knightley's death. It seems the letter arrived late.
Since the circus moves around so much, a lot of the mail people send us arrive late.
Now, why was this letter addressed to you? It's holding on to rabbit ears! This is proof that you were the middleman between Dogen and Knightley. Normally, you would transcribe this letter into Braille before sending it to Dogen. And in doing so, you created a connection between him and Knightley.
Damn it! Curse you, Knightley! Why must you continue to interfere?
Simon, why?
That's a good question. Why is he doing all this? We're gonna